This is not a political video. This is not designed to frighten you. This is a factual snapshot of where the typical American household stands financially in 2026. The numbers are real, the sources are verified, and once you see them, you will understand why the financial decisions you make in the next 5 years matter more than any 5 years before them. Here is what the data shows. The typical American household earns $84,000 a year, carries over $100,000 in total debt, has less than $90,000 saved for retirement at age 55, cannot afford the median home in the city they live in. And yet, a record number of Americans became millionaires last year. 2 Americas, same economy, completely different outcomes. The difference is measurable, and it is not income. Let us go through the numbers, category by category, no filter. The median household income in the United States in 2026 is approximately $84,000. That sounds reasonable until you break it down. The median means half of households earn above $84,000 and half earn below. It is not the average. The average is distorted by the ultra-wealthy. The median tells the real story. But here is what the median hides. The top 20% of households earn $150,000 or more. The bottom 20% earn under $30,000. The middle, earning $50,000 to $80,000, is being squeezed from both directions. Prices rising faster than wages, housing unaffordable at their income level, retirement out of reach without structural change. Income growth since 2019, 18%. Inflation since 2019, 23%. Real purchasing power of the median household is lower today than it was in 2019. They are earning more and affording less. The income number looks fine. The net income picture is not. Federal income tax, 12 to 22%. FICA, Social Security plus Medicare, 7.65%. State income tax, 0 to 13% depending on state. After-tax take-home on $84,000, approximately $62,000 to $68,000. $84,000 earned, $62,000 to live on. In a country where the median home requires $117,000 in income to afford. That is the foundation of the squeeze. The average American household carries $104,000 in total debt in 2026, not including mortgage. That is consumer debt alone. The breakdown. Auto loans, $22,000 average. Credit card debt, $10,800 average. Student loans, $38,000 average for borrowers. Personal loans and BNPL, $11,000 average. Medical debt, $5,000 to $12,000 for those carrying it, and for homeowners, average mortgage balance, $236,000. Total combined debt for a typical homeowner, over $340,000. The monthly cost of this debt, auto loan at 7%, $432 per month. Credit card minimums at 22%, $250 per month. Student loan payment, $350 per month. Mortgage at 7.1%, $1,570 per month. Total mandatory debt service, approximately $2,600 per month. On a take-home income of $5,200 per month, 50 cents of every after-tax dollar is already committed before discretionary spending begins. This is the silent tax, not paid to the government, paid to banks, paid to auto lenders, paid to credit card companies every month, before groceries, before utilities, before retirement savings, before anything that builds wealth. The households that escape this trap share one common behavior. They eliminated consumer debt aggressively before lifestyle inflation could claim every dollar of every raise. The median home price in the United States in 2026 is approximately $420,000. Mortgage rates are hovering near 7%. To afford that home, by standard 28% debt-to-income guidelines, you need a household income of $117,000. The median household income, $84,000. The income required to afford the median home, $117,000. The gap, $33,000 per year. That gap is the housing affordability crisis in a single number. The monthly payment on a $420,000 home at 7% with 20% down, $2,237 in principal and interest. Add property tax, $350 to $600 per month. Add homeowners insurance, $150 to $250 per month. Add PMI if less than 20% down, $150 to $300 per month. Total monthly housing cost, $2,900 to $3,400. On a $7,000 per month gross income, that is 41 to 49% of gross income going to housing alone. The standard maximum is 28%. This is why first-time homebuyer rates have fallen to their lowest level in recorded history in 2026. The typical buyer is now 38 years old. In 2000, the typical first-time buyer was 25. What this means practically: a generation of Americans is renting instead of building equity. Rent is rising 5 to 8% annually in most major metro areas. Every year of renting instead of owning is a year of wealth transfer from the tenant to the landlord. The households building wealth in 2026 found ways to enter the housing market earlier through geographic relocation, house hacking, multi-generational purchasing, or by targeting secondary markets where affordability still exists. The housing market is not equally inaccessible. It is inaccessible in the most visible places. The wealth builders found the less visible ones. This is the most alarming status.
In this entire video. The median retirement savings for Americans aged 55 to 64, 10 years from retirement, is $88,400. That number means half of Americans within a decade of retirement have less than $88,400 saved. At the 4% withdrawal rule, the standard financial planning guideline, $88,400 generates $3,536 per year in retirement. That is $294 per month from a lifetime of work. Social Security partially fills the gap. The average monthly Social Security benefit in 2026, approximately $1,920. Total retirement income for the typical American, $1,920 plus $294 equals $2,214 per month. The average monthly expenses for a retiree in 2026, approximately $4,300. The shortfall, $2,086 per month. Every single month for the rest of their life. This is not a fringe problem. This is the mathematical retirement reality for the median American household. The statistics by age group make it worse. Americans aged 18 to 34, median retirement savings, $18,880. Americans aged 35 to 44, median retirement savings, $45,000. Americans aged 45 to 54, median retirement savings, $67,000. The compound interest math on these numbers is unforgiving. $45,000 at age 40, with zero additional contributions at 8% annual return, becomes $215,000 by age 65. That generates $8,600 per year in retirement, $716 per month. Not a retirement, a supplement. The retirement crisis is not coming. For half of America, it is already the plan. And now, the other side of the ledger. While half of America has under $88,000 saved for retirement, the United States added a record number of new millionaires in 2025. There are now over 24 million millionaires in the United States. That is approximately 7% of the adult population. The fastest growing millionaire segments in 2025 and 2026 are not tech founders, not inherited wealth, not lottery winners. They are dual income households who invested consistently in index funds through their 30s and 40s. Homeowners in secondary markets who bought in 2019 to 2022 and watched their equity double. 401k and IRA millionaires, ordinary workers who maxed contributions for 25 to 30 years. There are now over 500,000 401k millionaires in the United States, up from 180,000 just 5 years ago. What built their wealth? Not exceptional income. The average household income of a 401k millionaire is $112,000, not dramatically higher than the median. What was different was the decision, made early and maintained consistently, to pay themselves first. Every paycheck, without exception, without waiting for the right time. The difference between the household with $88,000 at 55 and the 401k millionaire at 55 is not luck. It is not income. It is one automatic transfer, set up in their 20s, never canceled, never reduced, and never rated. That is the entire gap, in one habit. These are not numbers designed to depress you. They are numbers designed to orient you. The typical American household is earning real money, carrying too much debt, unable to access the housing market at its price, and significantly underprepared for retirement. That is the default path, the path of minimum resistance, the path of responding instead of planning. But the 401k millionaires did not have a different path available to them. They had the same income, the same economy, the same housing market, the same interest rates. They chose a different response to all of it. The 4 decisions that separated them. First, eliminate high-interest debt before lifestyle expands. Second, build a cash emergency fund before investing. Third, invest automatically before spending every single paycheck. Fourth, do not stop. Not for the crash, not for the fear, not for the noise. The financial divide in 2026 is real, and it is growing. The question is not which side exists. The question is which side of it you are building toward. If these numbers change something in how you see your own finances, share this video with one person who needs to see the same data. Subscribe for more content that uses real numbers to build real strategy.